Hey y'all, hey, I am the Cosmic Love Clinician and I am a marriage and family therapist who specializes in spiritual psychology. So, in these videos that I've been making, we have been going down Reddit and I've been picking out the love and the dating threads. And I am reading all these crazy stories, these sad stories that people are going through with their dating lives, with their marriages, with their relationships. And I am giving my clinical expertise, my professional opinion on advice or like what they should do or what I've seen. And I'm sure a lot of y'all have experienced a lot of these similar things. So this is why we're doing these videos. So, maybe something that these folk are going through is something that will help you all too. So also I'm starting my own segments of people calling in and letting me know their love life, their dating stories, all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested and you would like to talk to me to get some advice, please let me know in the comments so that we can set that up, right? So, all right. This person says, and like I said in the other videos, y'all, I'm just finding some random ones. So right now, today, I'm on the, and I'm saying today, but I might be posting these videos all in the same day. But anyway, right now, I am on the Reddit relationships tab. So I have done the Reddit dating tab, the Reddit Am I the A-hole relationship tab, and now I'm just on the regular Reddit relationship tab. So this one says, I make significantly more money than my boyfriend, and he makes me feel bad for it. My boyfriend, so he's a 26-year-old male and she is a 26-year-old female, so they're the same age, have been together for over 2 years. I've always made more money than him, but now it's increased to over double. Oh, okay, girl. Period. Make that money, okay? Sometimes he makes me feel bad for it, trying to shame me for things I buy. I see as an accomplishment for myself. Oh, she said, for things I buy, things I see as an accomplishment for myself. He also brings up anytime he buys me something nice or pays for dinner after the fact. Anyway, his spending habits are a big turnoff for me, and he doesn't try to save any of the money he makes. There's no budgeting or keeping track of anything. I'm considering ending it over this, along with other things. Am I wrong for wanting more from life with my partner? Okay. First off, to answer that question, honey, no, you're not wrong. You are absolutely not wrong for wanting more because you two are clearly on different maturity levels, very different maturity levels. So you seem like you have a very stable career. You're making good money from it. Let me see what else you said. You said, yeah, his spending habits aren't good. So these things will let you know somebody's maturity level real quick. And also the maturity level just emotionally, because if he's making you feel bad about it, that's crazy. Because men out there would love to have a woman that's a boss babe, right? So he's not even able to handle you being like that. So it just shows that mentally he is not on the same age as you. Y'all the same age here in this thread. Y'all both 26, but mentally and emotionally, y'all are not the same age. So, no, darling, you are not wrong for wanting more from your partner, and you should absolutely find a man that is equally yoked, a man that is very similar to you. Um, yeah, you said it's a turnoff. I agree, completely agree. And after when with him buying you stuff and then like bringing it up, like dinner or whatever, that's not even a man quality. A man would never out his mouth spend some money on you and then make you feel bad for it later or something like that. So that's already a huge red flag. So and stuff like that only gets worse too because why you even like that? Why is your ego so big that you feel like you even got to do that to prove a point? Because what's the point? What's the point of proving that type of point? So anyway, other than to make yourself feel good, like there's no like I don't know. If you gonna date a woman, you should want her to naturally just see the things that you do, not that you have to prove it. So that just shows that he got some trauma somewhere in his lineage in his line that he need to fix out because the fact that he even needs to feel like he has to show you that you got something good, like what does that even mean? Anyway, moving on. That was an easy one. Girl, find somebody else. Y'all too young for that. Especially if I see anything in a person is under 30 years old and they don't have no kids with a person, run. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, let me see. Um, let me see which one of these I want to do. I'm just looking at the titles to see what draws us in. Okay, this one might be. They too young. I don't know. This one says, "How do I stop feeling insecure in my relationship?" And one is 15 and one is 14. I just think that's too young. I think that's too young. We gonna skip over that one. So let me see. This one says, what in the world? My 28-year-old female widow father. My dad recently told me he wants something. Okay. I was like looking at this one. It said, and I'm trying to understand the title because it says my 28-year-old female Oh, she's a 28-year-old female. Okay. She's saying her widowed father is 60 and he wants a baby. I'm gonna skip that one. Hmm. Okay, we can work with this one. Somebody said, let me see how long it is. Okay, this we can work with this one. This one says, I'm a 27-year-old female and I don't know how to deal with insecurities from dating my boyfriend, who is a 28-year-old male, so just a year above her, who is much more attractive. Hmm. Okay, so let's see what this says. So we got engaged. Oh, and y'all engaged? Okay. Anyway, we got engaged a year ago, which felt like one of the best days of my life. The universe decided no. And earlier this year, I found out my fiance cheated on me. Dang. In the first few months of our relationship and slept with his ex model fling a few times, even though he had denied there was anything other than a friendship between them. Sneaky and nasty. Um, Found out because she still shares mutual friends with him and is in the same field. We were all at an event and she made a snide comment about it after a friend heard about our engagement and congratulated me. That's embarrassing. But okay. I can't really put into words how betrayed I felt. Exactly, girl. Our entire relationship built on lies and years of insecurity being validated after I finally put them to rest. Dang. So that means she got over it and then he kind of triggered it again. Okay. So we tried working through it, but I decided to break things off because I don't think I'll ever be able to trust him again. He made sounds he made sounds about how it was an early mistake. I don't think that's what she meant to say, but anyway, he's basically saying how it was an early mistake and that I'd be throwing away 5 years of our relationship. But to be honest, I felt like they never became a thing because she wasn't interested in him anymore, not him. So he thinks that she thinks that he would have chose this other girl if he had the opportunity to do so, but the other girl turned him down. So yeah, I wish I could say all of the "but he picked you" comments were correct, but clearly it wasn't. It was it was just too good to be true. Okay. So she says she don't know how to deal with her insecurities. So this is interesting because she's not asking a direct question. She's not saying like, should I still be married to him? I mean, engaged to him? Should we go through with the marriage? Um, she's just kind of saying that I'm insecure in this relationship. Um, and that she feels betrayed. And yeah, the relationship is just built on lies. So I'm kind of confused because my thing is they're engaged. So clearly it's something about this girl that he likes because he wouldn't just marry her for no reason, unless he's a narcissist because narcissists have a lot of reasons to marry somebody. Anyway, but she never said anything about that shit. So we're gonna rule out him being a narcissist. So that means he engaged, he proposed to her for a reason. So there's something that he likes about her. But she said he said it's an early mistake and they be throwing away 5 years of their relationship. Huh. I just kind of think because she's not asking a direct question of if she should leave or if she should go. She's just saying that he's more attractive to her and she don't know how to deal with that. So okay, because I was rereading it just to make sure she didn't say anything about like, oh, what should I do about this or that? Yeah, I guess she's still deciding to try to like be with him, but she just doesn't know how to handle one being the second woman, like his second choice, and also trying to fix the insecurity. So let me think about that for a second. Because I just kind of feel like, first off, if her question was, should we continue to get married? I would say, pause it. There is no rush to be married to somebody, y'all. Like, it is, I really want more people to think about the process of being married to somebody. What does I want you to ask yourself, what does marriage mean to you? For anybody that's in a predicament of like, should I get married? Should I do this? Should I do that? What does marriage mean to you? Is it a religious or a cultural thing to where like y'all's families are pressuring you to do it? Because pressure is never good, but is that what's fueling it? Are you just like, you think that you're supposed to be married because it's a specific time in your life? Like, how society be like, oh, I'm almost 30, so I need to be married. Like, is it society stuff that's fueling you to be married? Is it because you just want to make it look good, like on the outside? Who are you trying to prove it to? Like, you want to just say you're married to prove it to somebody else? Like, what is the reason behind you wanting to be married? I want more people to start thinking about that because a lot of people be so wrapped up around getting married, and then they don't pick the right person, and then they end up divorced, and they go through this whole messy process later on. So just think about, what is the purpose of marriage? Why can't you just date the person and have a relationship without rushing into being legally tied to them? Think about that. So my thing is with that is, one, y'all, it's no rush to be engaged. You could date and even go to couples therapy and figure this out before you even marry this man. But also, he sounds like he hasn't taken any accountability. He's saying, "Oh, I made that mistake earlier, and I do want to be with you," but yet he cheated. So I think he lying. So it's his character is seeming like it's coming out, and I need her to take more time before she marries him to see more of his character. So the thing about it is, she said, something about 7 years later. I'm not sure what she's saying, because in the title it says, "I, 27-year-old female, don't know how to deal with the insecurities from dating my boyfriend, 28-year man who is much more attractive 7 years later." So I don't know if they dated and they stopped talking, because she did not explain that. But either way it goes, it sounds like they got some weird like timeline or some history together. Um, yeah, so I'm just rereading just to make sure. So yeah, because I'm just trying to see if I'm missing anything, but I just don't think she explained it very well. But either way it goes, with these insecurity things, she's saying he's much more attractive too. What does that even mean? Because she said that he cheated on her with a model. I think that's the problem. So does she not think she's model worthy? But if you're not, why would he be proposing to you, girl? So I think she needs a wake up call. Obviously, she needs therapy because she's super insecure, and she stated that. But let me see what people in the comments are saying. So, right, this is what I'm confused about too. Somebody in the comments said, "Just want to mention that him cheating has absolutely nothing to do with him being more attractive than you, or even his ex being more attractive to you." Right. Like, because I'm just confused on what the attractive thing is, where that's coming from. So is she just saying, "Oh, my boyfriend is hot," because clearly you are too if he proposed to you. So anyway, she said, I mean, this person said, "Men cheat on beautiful women all the time." Exactly. Right. Often with less attractive women, often when they themselves are unattractive. Cheating is a character flaw. So yeah, so obviously a lot of folk out there, we should know that already. Cheating is a character flaw. It's not like it's not dependent on you at all. So this person is making a lot of sense, and I like this comment. He would likely have cheated on the model too if they gotten together for real, and will probably cheat on the next partner, right? Because it's something in him that is like he's seeking something. He's seeking some thrill. It's not just because she was a cute girl. So yeah, completely agree. I hope in all this you don't internalize that you were right to think that he was too good looking for you, because that's absolutely not the problem, right? Right. And people in the comments like, right, Beyonce got cheated on, et cetera, et cetera. Exactly. So yeah, it's a character flaw. Something that he's missing in him. Cheating just really, it's a void in people that they're trying to fill. Especially for men. They try to do it with sex because they think it's just, men are very just more sexual fuel versus women being emotionally fueled. So that's why people are always like, oh well, if a woman cheats, you're done, because it's a emotional thing versus men just doing it physically just to feel something sometimes. Um, and because they can, because if a beautiful woman comes up to them and proves to them that, gives them the time of day, sometimes men just like to have that thrill. So it's a character flaw for men that cheat. So do not, for people that cheat in general, not just men. But yeah, girl, she needs some therapy. She needs to understand that it don't have nothing to do with her, with what he did. And also, do not marry this man. Don't feel pressured to marry that man. Like, fix things, go to therapy first, see if he can change, because he sounds like he don't take accountability. If he don't take no accountability for what he did, and he's just like, oh, it was an early thing and it's not gonna, it's not that big of a deal, don't don't do it. Let me see what time. Okay, we got a little bit more time, y'all, because our other videos were kind of longer. Let me see, we can find another one. This title was just kind of funny. My girlfriend, 26, and he said he's 24, can't agree on an acceptable level of jealousy. And I don't know how long I want to drag the relationship for. You know what? I'm gonna click on that, because what does that even mean? What is what is an acceptable level of jealousy? Okay, let me see. It's kind of long. Let's see. Um, it started with seemingly innocent things right after we met. She joked that I had to pretend I never dated anyone before her. Um, demanded I left Bumble 30 seconds after our first kiss. Ooh, red flag. I'm gonna get a flag. Ooh, that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna get a flag, and I'm like, doo 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 doo, because that was a red flag. She was cheated on by her last boyfriend and felt traumatized. Sorry, motorcycle. 2 months in, a female friend of mine from grad school sent me a text on Sunday morning asking for help with some documents she had to turn in. I'm just rereading it because I'm like, why? But anyway, because why she had to ask you. Anyway, which I had already done before, but friendships can exist. My girlfriend was livid and said she didn't trust her and that the text was intruding on our time together. It became a day long argument in which I had to explain to her that refusing to help to a friend wasn't something I was willing to do for no reason. 6 months in, she started at a new job and her stress made everything worse. I went alone to a friend's graduation party in another state and she said that she forbid me from going to the after party and that I shouldn't even bother talking to her again if I went. Dang, this girl is controlling. I told her she was being possessive. We had a short fight and then cooled off. At 11 p.m., I texted her that we were leaving the ceremony to have dinner with my friend's parents and said I was sorry we had fought. She sent some cold words and went to sleep and replied with good night. It was a long dinner and I only got home by 3 a.m. What dinner go till 3 a.m. anyway, unless they went to the bar or something after. After which I text her checking in and saying I was okay and that I call in the morning. At 3, you text her at 3, she about to spaz. I just know it. I don't know how y'all feel about that word. Some people said spaz is a bad word, but I thought it just meant like go crazy. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that word because I like to use that word because I just thought it meant like, spaz out, go crazy. But somebody said it's like not a good word to use. So I don't know. Not on here. I read that somewhere like online. So let me know what y'all think about that word. But anyway, she about to go crazy. So he said I texted her to let her know that I was home. And I talked to her the next morning. She completely ignored my texts and calls until noon, of course, and then said I had disappeared the night before because I hadn't reported it to her in the 3 hours we've been having dinner and getting back home. That don't even make sense. He got home by 3 a.m. and he said the dinner was 3 hours. So you telling me the dinner started at midnight? I feel like her. I feel like this is probably what his girlfriend was saying to him. A common female friend that was also going to the graduation ball the next evening then arrived to get ready for the party. And my girlfriend started crying when I texted her about it, saying I hadn't warned her in advance because she was like, he said I had a month before when she found the girl while inspecting my social media and said she didn't believe I wasn't interested in her. Okay. So some social media snooping stuff. When I got home, I drew a line in the sand and said I wasn't willing to live through a relationship that was built on constant surveillance rather than trust. We fought a little and fell back the next week when she said she was willing to compromise to keep the relationship together. Last week, I sent a meme about a movie that I know a female friend of mine, also from grad school, like this grad school about to get him hemmed up. She saw the notification and said that the fact that I remember her taste was an undeniable sign that I was interested in that friend. And that was a breach of her trust. Wait, let me read that again. Last week, I sent a meme about a movie that I knew a female friend of mine liked. She saw the notification and said that the fact that I remembered her taste was an undeniable sign that I was interested in her. Huh. That was kind of confusing. I don't know if he's saying that the girlfriend saw that this girl had liked the post and he shared it later or what. Like, anyway, we haven't fought in the past week, but I feel like I need to break up with her. We've talked about it in the past and she said she was willing to work on her jealousy, but we've both drawn our lines in the sand and they don't intersect. Period. I don't want to wait a few more months and many more fights to upset us to the point of breaking up when we're unbearable to each other. We have an amazing time together when we're not fighting, but our ideas of what jealousy is are so distant from each other that trying to mend them will involve so many arguments and fights that we're sure to break up along the way anyway, or in a worse way after getting fed up with the situation. So he said, is it really over? Am I being hasty or just aware that I'm looking down the road of pain if I try to stick with her? Ooh, okay. Okay. He said a lot of things, obviously. So first off, no, you're not being hasty. This person, we need more people listening to their intuition, and he's listening to his intuition. He's like, okay, I'm seeing that we not compatible. We drawing our lines in the sand and they not intersecting. Your line over there, my line over here. So he's seeing that. And I want more people to start listening to their gut because that will save you from being in a relationship with a person for a long time that you don't need to be with. Okay. I need to just drill that in because a lot of people stay too long. So no, you're not being hasty. You are being aware, you are listening to your intuition. I do stuff like this. I will always say it will never work unless these two people go to therapy. And I'm gonna say he don't even necessarily have to go because he hasn't told me anything in here that was bad. He just is being like, I think the thing that don't make sense was the 3 a.m. dinner thing. Cause I do agree that he could have been like, hey, the dinner is going kind of long, like, or it's late, whatever, cause 3 a.m. And I'm like reading it over. That's what he said. He said 3 a.m. So, cause, and it was late. She went to sleep. So, yeah, I think that he could have communicated better about that. That's the only thing in this message that I see that he could have done differently. I think him helping his friends, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, we don't know this person. We don't know. He could be the type that's like, maybe he not telling us everything that he really is doing. Maybe he could be flirting with these girls a little bit. Like, I don't like to call people crazy. So insecure people, I don't like to call them crazy because sometimes they are insecure for a reason. Like maybe because some like extroverts and some people that are unhealed, and I'm not saying that those are the same thing, like an extrovert and an unhealed person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying two different people. So extroverts are sometimes super charming, so it could come off as flirting. And then people that are unhealed, sometimes they do actually like to, they overstep boundaries that they don't really know because they're unhealed. It's just what they're used to. So he could be one of these people. He could be one of those people that he probably flirting a little bit that he don't even know he's flirting. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but we don't know him like that. So I'm not gonna say his girl is totally crazy. However, she is absolutely insecure. So I would say this relationship will not work unless she gets therapy because she has to see that it's too much. Like she's just going off her past trauma. She was hurt, like he said she was cheated on by her last boyfriend. So now every other man is paying for this man's sins. My friend had told me that statement the other day. She said that, in her dating life, she said, man, every guy I date is like paying for my old guy's sins. And I love that statement because that's so true. A lot of people do that. Just because old people hurt you don't mean you have to bring that into the new relationships. You got to start fresh with everybody. But sometimes people's trauma just be too much. So, but that's not his fault. So that means that just proves to me that she's not ready for a relationship. And I mean, what? It says she's 26. She's 2 years older than him. She's 26, he's 24. So, yeah, she's 2 years older than him and she acting like that. So I think he could have better communication, but I think she really does have to fix this past trauma relationship hurt stuff because you cannot uh penalize everybody after your exes for some stuff, because this guy didn't he doesn't say here that he did anything, but I don't know. From her perspective, we would have to hear her perspective, right? But I will say, yeah, this relationship is not going to work because if she's not going to therapy, there's nobody to hold her accountable. So she's not going to learn anything new. She's saying that, oh, I'll work on my jealousy, but she needs to know what that even means. What does work on your jealousy mean? Because if you could just do it that easy, why haven't you done it already? So people don't see the underlying patterns that make them be the person that they are. So it's stuff that you have to work through. It's not stuff you could just change because you're like, oh, my boyfriend wants me to stop being jealous. I'm going to stop being jealous. It don't work like that. So clearly you were hurt before. You have to work through that hurt so that you can understand it. So you can see why you're being hyper vigilant and surveilling this guy and saying, I don't want girls around and all that kind of stuff. Because, there's something in you that's lacking. So yeah, he's not being hasty at all. Like I said, he could communicate better. I don't necessarily know if he needs therapy or not. She for sure needs therapy. But yeah, for anybody else out there that is like normally jealous like this, y'all, you are the problem. Okay, you are the problem because people should be able to be in relationships and be secure. Your partner should be able to go out without you somewhere and you're not blowing up, you're not terrified, you're not crying, you're not having a physical reaction. If your body is tensing and you're sweating and you're worried and you're overthinking when your partner does anything without you, that is codependency, and that is showing you that there is something in you that you might need to heal a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I think he definitely should probably break it up with this girl because I don't think she's ready. That's it. I just don't think she's ready for a relationship, and I don't even know how long like she had broke up from the other guy before she got with him. So that matters too. So sometimes you just need a little bit of time in between dating. But anyway, y'all, so we're gonna cut this video here. We are gonna continue. So, like I said, if y'all have any love stories you want to share, any dating stories, crazy, bad, happy, sad, whatever. If you have anything that you want advice on, please hit your girl up in the comments. Just be like, hey, I got something. You don't got to tell me in the comments, but you can just tell me you want to talk to me, and we will set it up. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching.